Hello students, I am your English mentor and today I have come up with one more new topic and it's called funny robot. So let's see what this is all about. But before we start off, you need to attempt one very good exercise and it's called find the rule in each table plus 5 or minus 8. Trace on the dotted line to the correct rule. Now this is the rule that you have to find. Now, let's start off with the chapter. First up we have once upon a time in a factory that made robots. There was a new robot who was created. Now, there was a factory which used to create and manufacture robots. So for once, they created a brand new robot. And then this robot was different from all the other robots in the factory. Now, this robot that was created was different from all the other robots which were there. So, it had a unique feature. Unique means something that is not like others. It could tell jokes. So, the unique feature of that robot was it was funny and it could tell jokes. So, one day, all the robots in the factory were lined up. So, once, what happened was all the robots were lined up. They were all standing together for a test to see what they could do. And they were all standing in a line so that they could be tested properly. The first robot stepped forward and showed off its strength by lifting a heavy weight. So when they were all lined up, the first robot came forward and showed its strength by picking up a very heavyweight object. And then the second robot demonstrated its speed by running a race. So the second robot that came demonstrated means to show. And what did it show? That it could run very quickly and the quality which he wanted to demonstrate was speed. After that, finally, it was the joke telling robot's turn. The robot stepped forward and said, why was the robot feeling cold? So, one after another, all the robots showed their strength and finally the turn of this funny robot came. And he said that why was the robot feeling cold? So, the other robots were stumped. So, the joke telling robot answered its own question because it left its circuit open. So, all the other robots started thinking that why is the robot feeling cold? So, he himself replied that the circuit of that robot was open. After that, the other robots couldn't believe it. They had never heard a joke before and they all started laughing. So, all the other robots were very happy with the joke and they all started laughing. So, the joke telling robot was a hit. He became very successful after telling so many good jokes. So, from that day on, the robots in the factory would gather around the joke telling robot every day to hear more of its joke and laugh together. So, from that day onwards, the joke telling robot became good friends with all the other robots, and all the other robots would gather around the joke telling robot every day to hear more good jokes. So, and that's the story of the joke telling robot. It's a proof that even robots can have a sense of humor. So they can also do comedy, they can also be interesting and amusing. So this was just a simple proof of robots being funny. And this is the story that we read about the funny robot. I hope you were able to understand this simple and sweet topic. Now, we are going to attempt a few questions together. Let's see. So we have these MCQ questions first, and herein you will get one statement. For one statement you will have three options. Out of those three options, only one option is correct. So are you going to help me identify what that one option is? Yes, let's see. So there was a factory that made robots, toys or shoes. It made robots. All the robots in the factory were dashed for the test to see what they could do. They were disassembled, grouped, or lined up. They were all lined up. The dash robot demonstrated its speed by running a race. So the first robot, what did it do? It just lifted a weight, and it was the second robot that ran a race to show its speed. So the right answer is second. The dash robot was a hit. Joke telling STEM or autonomous. It was the joke telling robot that was a hit. Now we are going to fill in these blanks. So a factory made robot was dash from all the other robots. It was different. It was unique. And then it could tell jokes. So what made him unique, different and special was his quality of telling good jokes. The first robot showed its dash by lifting a heavy weight, showed its strength. And then robots can have a sense of humor. And now you are going to attempt these descriptive questions by yourself in the book. Moving on, we have this word grid. So you are supposed to find all these words in this big word grid that is given, and the first word sensor has already been found for you. Now you are supposed to find all the other words which are given in here. Moving on, you are supposed to look at these pictures and name the robots after seeing and using this word box. Now, let's just do some grammar questions. So, a sentence is a group of words with a verb. Now, students, here is something I would like to tell you, that no sentence is possible without a verb. Any sentence is incomplete without a verb. Verbs are the action words, the doing words. Whatever action we take, whatever we do, every sentence that we make has a verb in it, right? There is no sentence that can be made without a verb. So, a sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. So, we already know that when we start writing a sentence, it uses a capital letter, and when we end a sentence, it stops with a full stop. So, robots lift a heavy weight, and there were many robots in the factory. They are starting off with a capital letter and they are ending with a full stop. So, write the words in the correct order. Add capital letters and full stops. So, these words are jumbled up. They are not arranged properly. So, we are supposed to understand the sequence and write them properly. So, first up we have the forward first stepped robot. So, the first robot stepped forward. The right sequence is the first robot stepped forward, and then heard never I a before joke. So I never heard a joke before. This is how we can rearrange it. So I never heard a joke before. And then laugh robots on together jokes. So robots laugh on jokes together. Robots laugh on jokes together. Let's move on. So we have some more of it. So a robot new created was. So a new robot was created. Now if you observe, I am always starting the sentence with a capital letter and ending it with a full stop. So a new robot was created. Can robots have sense humor of a? So robots can have a sense of humor. Robots can have a sense of humor. Now, look at the picture, arrange the words to make sentences. Now, there are again some more sentences that you are supposed to rearrange. So, example is dance can this robot. So, this robot can dance, it can't fly. This is how we have rearranged it. Now, let's attempt one more. So, can this robot play music? The right sequence is this robot can play music. Now, why is it like this? Because T is capital in this part and we know that every sentence starts with a capital letter. So, this robot can play music. Now, it can sing and dance. It can and this robot can fly. Now, this is the robot that they are talking about, and this robot can fly. It can't vacuum. So this is how we attempted two parts of it. And now it's your responsibility to attempt the other three parts so that you also know how to rearrange a sentence and form a very new sentence out of it. Now let's proceed further. So we will see that how these words are pronounced and how to write a few sentences related to these words and how we can recycle other items to make some new robots. And then it is going to be a fun time exercise for you wherein you are supposed to color these different shapes as given in the robot. And towards the end, this is going to be the robot that looks like us. So these are the name of the robots that look exactly like human beings. And with this, we have come to an end of this particular chapter and we learned a lot about the funny robot and how robots are helping us in our day-to-day lives. So with this, I'll take my leave and I really want to see you super soon with one more new topic. Till then, revise the chapter we have done. So take care and bye-bye.